We talk about broken link building a lot in videos, blog posts, and forums. But does it really work? You're about to find out in this video. Stay tuned. What's up, SEOs? Samo here with Ahrefs, the SEO tool that helps you grow your search traffic, research your competitors, and dominate your niche. Now, I know that link building can be a huge struggle, especially for those of you that are new to SEO. So I want to share one of my broken link building campaigns with you step by step. And rather than just showing you results, I want to show you the exact prospecting techniques, the exact emails that I sent, and a couple big mistakes that costed me really easy links. So here's a quick overview. The website that I built links for is a blog about natural health, more specifically in the aromatherapy niche. And I bought this blog a few years ago and haven't really touched it outside of hiring some writers and fixing some critical technical SEO issues. So let's get straight to it. First, what is broken link building? Broken link building is a tactic where you find a broken page with links pointing at it, recreate a page on the same topic, then email everyone who's linking to the 404 page and ask them to replace the dead link with yours. Alright, so step one is to find a dead page that has links. The easiest way to do it is to search in Site Explorer for a competing website that has links. So I'll do a search for a website in the aromatherapy niche. Next, go to the Best by Links report, which ranks the pages that have the most links from this domain. Then use the HTTP code filter and choose 404. Now you can see all of the dead pages on this domain and order it by the number of referring domains in descending order to see which topics will be best to recreate. Now it's important to note that the number of backlinks that you'll find pointing at a dead page will vary big time based on your industry. So this report might not look that exciting with the top page having only 11 referring domains, but that's a decent amount of broken links in the aromatherapy niche. Now, if you're not sure which websites to look up, then just enter in your own domain in Site Explorer, and then go to the competing domains report. Here you can see a list of websites that rank in the top 10 for the same keywords as your target domain. In general, the more common keywords you have, the more relevant these websites will be to the keywords you want to rank for. From here, you would just search for each of these domains in Site Explorer, go to the Best by Links report, and then filter for 404 pages as we did in the previous example. Alright, so looking at the 404 pages in the Best by Links report, the one that interested me the most was this one on diluting essential oils, since I already had a post on the topic that needed an update. So let's look at the backlinks report for this page. Here you'll see that all of the links are 301 redirects done from a different domain, which actually happened to be from a rebrand. Now let's go a bit deeper through the rabbit hole. If we click on the caret for this page, you'll see that the original page had 47 referring domains before the improper redirect was done. Bingo. So from here, I went to the backlinks profile and moved on to the next step, which is to check whether the broken page is a good fit and to qualify worthy link prospects. Here's the thing. If you start blindly emailing all of these people without fully knowing what the page was about before, then your chances of getting a link decreases significantly, not to mention a whole lot of wasted time. So first we need to understand what was on the page before, and then get a grasp for the context of the links so that it actually makes sense to contact our link prospects. You can see the content that was on the page when it was live by clicking on the caret beside the dead URL, and then click View on archive.org. Now don't copy the content on this page. Instead, look at some of the key points that were covered and the angle they took. And from the looks of it, this article talked about dilution ratios and conversions for the most part, which would be easy to recreate. So since this content is a good fit, I'll actually narrow down our list by changing the link type filter to do follow, which will show us only the value passing links. Next, I'll order the data in descending order by traffic. And what this does is it puts our best link prospects at the top of the list, and the quality of the links will usually deteriorate as you scroll further down the list. So you can see here that all of these posts seem like editorial opportunities, which is a good thing. And as we near the bottom of the list, you'll see a forum link and a bunch of blogspot posts, which I would personally weed out in my qualification process. You can also sort this by referring domains instead of traffic if that's what you prefer. So everything looks good, so I'll export the backlinks report. Now the next part is arguably the most important, and that's to look at the context of the link, meaning why are these websites linking to this page in the first place? You can do that simply by scanning the anchors and backlink column for your list of qualified prospects, which is basically telling you key points to include in your post. So yes, we can create a handy guide, create a part on the different ratios for children and adults, talk about proper dilution and include a chart, and maybe even mention that people should use 1 to 2 drops per 10 milliliters of carrier oil. From here, you would need to remove any pages from your backlinks export to have a clean list of link prospects. Alright, so now we have the two main parts that we need for a successful broken link building campaign. Number one, we have the key points that we need to add in our article, which I actually sent to my writer. And again, this will make link acquisition much more probable. And number two, you should have manually gone through the list of linking pages and removed all URLs that weren't qualified as good link prospects. And I ended up with around 17 qualified link prospects after weeding out pages from the original backlinks report. Let's move on to the part that's going to make or break your broken link building campaign, and that's outreach. There are 3 steps to outreach. First, you need to find the email address of your prospects. Next is to craft an email, and the final step is one that I'll touch on in a bit because it's one of the main reasons why so many link building campaigns fail. Before we tackle each step, let's use this spreadsheet, which I've left a link to in the description so you can download it and use it for your own link building campaign. Once you open the Google Sheet, click on File, make a copy, and then click OK to save it to your Google Drive so you can edit your own copy. Alright, so the first step is to import your clean list of backlinks. So click on the Ahrefs Import tab, then click on File, Import, Upload, and then drag and drop your clean list there. Since we're using just a single report, you can select Replace Current Sheet, then click Import Data. After your import is complete, go back to the first tab and you'll see some key metrics as well as the referring page URL. Now let's go to the first linking page. And you can see right away that this website seems to be from a single author blogger named Lindsay. So I'll add her name to the spreadsheet. Next, we need to find her email address. And the tool that I primarily use is hunter.io. They have a Chrome extension, so you can see that it's lit up orange, which means that they have some email addresses on file for this domain. So I'll click that, and you can see the email addresses that Hunter has scraped. Now you want to choose the most appropriate email address. So for small companies, it would likely be the author or founder, and for midsize and large companies like Ahrefs or Whole Foods, that would be someone like the editor or content marketing manager. So I'll quickly add Lindsay's email address to the spreadsheet, and you would just need to do this for all of the different URLs in this list. Alright, now we need to actually craft an email that will hopefully result in a link back to our site. Now, when you're writing your email, I want you to keep these 2 things in mind. So first, you want to sound as organic as possible. So to start, address them by their first name and use natural conversational language. So you don't want to say something as robotic as,
"Hello, webmaster. Your website has a broken link and it may be a good idea to fix it. Here's a good link to do it with."
Instead, you want to somehow connect with them in the first sentence if possible. So take the extra minute to get to know a thing or two about the person you're contacting. Since Lindsay has a short profile in the sidebar, I know that she's into holistic living and loves food. Cool, me too. So I might start off with, "Hi Lindsay, my name is Sam, a fellow holistic foodie." Next, you'll want to tell them why you're contacting them. So I might say something like, "I'm emailing you because I clicked on one of your links to Leah Harris's blog in your natural remedies for ear infections post, and it looks like she deleted it. Thought you might want a friendly heads up to remove/update this part." Now the key part about the line above is that I'm saying that she can remove it or update it, not just update it. Next, we want to pitch our resource, so let's continue. If you're open to suggestions for a replacement, I recently created a handy yet comprehensive guide on how to dilute essential oils safely, and then with a link, peer-reviewed by a clinical aromatherapist. Again, I'm not being pushy, but I'm making my intention clear of why I'm contacting her. And a couple advanced tips in this line would be to use the language they use. So if we look back at our spreadsheet, then you'll see that the link anchor was handy guide, which is why she gave the link in the first place. I've also added an additional qualification as to why my article is worth linking to by mentioning that it was peer-reviewed by a clinical aromatherapist. Now let's finish the email. No pressure at all, just thought you might be interested in an up-to-date article. Either way, I'm glad to have found your blog. I've already shared it with a few writer friends in our Facebook group. Warmest, Sam. Now a quick disclaimer, don't say that you love their blog if you haven't taken a second to read through their content. I actually did share their post with a few other writer friends. Finally, let's put the icing on the cake and offer more value. P.S. If you ever need a hand with anything, i.e. shares, feedback, or whatever, I'm always happy to help. Sounds like a pretty solid and a kind email, right? Well, there are 2 key points that I missed here, which led to above average results, but nothing extraordinary. So from the 32 emails that I sent, 7 responded and 6 linked. That's an 18.75% conversion rate, which is quite good, although the sample size is small. But do you want to know what more than doubled my conversions? 2 things. First, add a screenshot of where the broken link is. So let's modify our original email a little bit and add, here's a screenshot of where I found it. And the final touch is to add one follow-up email to those who don't respond after a reasonable amount of time. Again, we want to sound as natural as possible. So don't say,
"This is the last time I'll be contacting you, so I wanted to see if you got my last email."
instead offer up more value. So you might say something like, "Hi again, we were just setting up our Pinterest share queue, 30,000 plus followers, and it reminded me of your ear infection remedies article that will make a perfect fit for a holistic living board. Just wanted to check in and see if this is the best one to add, or if you have another that will be a better fit. Warmest, Sam." And boom, check this out. From the next 20 emails I sent, 7 people responded, and of the people who responded, all 7 linked to the article, and 2 people actually linked to the page without responding to the initial email, which I of course knew because of Ahrefs backlinks alerts. So a total of 9 out of 20 new links, which is a 45% conversion rate. Now let's do the math. So with a total of 52 emails sent, my broken link building campaign came in with 15 links, which is a 28.8% overall conversion rate, which is an A+ in my books. Now, all of the emails that I sent weren't for the dilution guide, but the result was a #1 organic ranking position for my target keyword. Now, it's important to note that your results will vary. I've seen significantly lower conversion rates in different niches and even on different topics. Also, if your content isn't pitch worthy, then I recommend making sure that it's top notch before sending emails because you'll likely burn through a lot of perfectly good link prospects. Finally, I want to make one quick note on scaling this process. Everything that I just showed you can be outsourced, but certain tasks like link prospecting and responding to emails may be parts that you want to handle yourself until you find someone with the right skill set to take care of it. For example, you can get people to fill in names and email addresses for anywhere between 3 to 10 cents per contact. So you can find freelancers on Upwork, or another one that I've had decent results with is Mechanical Turk. So in this particular case, I think I paid under $3 for the 50 or so contact details, which saved me quite a bit of time. For the outreach step, you can use tools like BuzzStream, Mailshake, or Pitchbox to send mass emails while still personalizing them using merge tags. So I'm sure you can see why we love broken link building, right? From my experience, this is the easiest and most effective tactic to get high quality backlinks to your website with as little effort as possible. Now hit the subscribe button for more actionable SEO and marketing tutorials. And hey, if you want to see more real life link building and SEO campaigns like this, then let us know in the comments below. So keep grinding away, go get more links, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.